Today's sponsor is BT Miners. BT Miners has been a longtime sponsor of the channel and a proven reliable source for ASIC miners. If you are looking to purchase ASICs hardware from Bitcoin to Dogecoin miners, they are available for purchase on bt-miners.com. BT Miners has recently launched an app on iOS and Android that lets you browse their inventory by profitability and return on investment. Follow the affiliate link in the description and use promo code SOAT for a discount. This analysis that claims discovery of selective transaction filtering in Bitcoin mining pools. This one's coming from Bitcoin.com. A recent analysis by OXB10C, a developer and on-chain analyst, has uncovered intriguing findings in the Bitcoin network. The study, which focuses on the mining pool's transaction selection process, revealed that certain transactions from U.S. Treasury sanctioned addresses were missing from blocks. This insight raises questions about the practices of mining pools and their influence on the network's censorship-resistant qualities. The investigation by this developer detailed incomprehensive reporting that scrutinized the activity of today's most prominent Bitcoin mining pools. It focused on 6 specific transactions linked to addresses sanctioned by the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC for short. This analysis is part of a broader project, the developer's Mining Pool Observer, aimed at detecting instances where Bitcoin mining pools may not include transactions that they could be mining. The findings suggested that a pattern of selective transaction filtering, a practice that could have significant implications for the network's decentralized nature. In September and October of 2023, developers Mining Pool Observer reported 6 blocks missing an OFAC sanctioned transaction. These transactions were notably absent from blocks mined by 3 different pools, including via BTC, Foundry USA, and F2 pool. The study meticulously analyzed the transaction patterns and block compositions to understand whether these omissions were intentional acts of filtering or coincidental outcomes based on other factors like transaction fees or propagation times. The report concludes that the missing transactions in blocks mined by via BTC and Foundry were likely false positives and not due to intentional filtering. However, this is where it gets interesting. The scenario was different for the transactions missing from F2 pools blocks. And check this out. Bitcoin's anti-censorship ethos surfaces after mining pool F2 pool acknowledges a filter. So we don't need to finish this article because this was just presuming or assuming that F2 pool was basically under suspicion. And it looks like after a blockchain sleuth reported that in that article, the Bitcoin mining pool may have censored a transaction from an address blacklisted by U.S. authorities. Critics responded, and so did the project's co-founder. F2 pool, the 3rd biggest Bitcoin mining pool, drew ire on social media after a report that it might be censoring transactions from an address subject to U.S. government sanctions. One of the F2 pool project leaders subsequently appeared to confirm the report, stirring up controversy since censorship resistant is considered by many Bitcoiners to be a cardinal principle of the largest and original blockchain. At the same time, many government officials around the world have expressed concern that blockchain networks can be used to finance criminal activity and terrorism, or freedom of the individuals that reside within those countries, of course. The Bitcoin development-focused blogger wrote November 20th that his Mining Pool Observer project detected 6 missing transactions spending from OFAC-sanctioned addresses. OFAC stands for we don't need to finish that. A few of the instances are likely false positives and not the result of filtering, the blogger wrote. The transactions missing from F2 pools blocks are, however, likely filtered according to the piece, which was cross-posted to the website Stacker News. A Bitcoin mining pool is where operators working to confirm transactions on the network join together to coordinate their efforts and then share any resulting rewards, typically with the goal of providing a steadier income stream. Because they end up controlling big chunks of the network's processing or hash power, their decisions can have broad ramifications, and participants in a mining pool can relatively easily switch to a different pool. F2 Pool is responsible for about 14% of mined Bitcoin blocks over the past year, the third most after Foundry USA's 30% and Ant Pool's 22% based on data from blockchain.com. F2 Pool co-founder Sean Wang subsequently posted on X, quote, "Why do you feel surprised when I refuse to confirm transactions for those criminals, dictators, and terrorists? I have every right to not confirm any transaction from Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, don't I?" The post has since been deleted. Now, from my perspective, obviously, this is a problem of individuals. I think here's the thing, a pool can, in theory, reject these transactions. I think we've always known that. The decentralization is what combats that, and other basically miners can pick up those transactions and pick up those blocks. The question I think I have is, can they still process a block but drop individual transactions? And then I assume those transactions move into a different block. So the only way to really combat this from the perspective of the principles of cryptocurrency is to, in general, utilize different services other than F2 Pool. And frankly, I disagree with F2 Pool's kind of statement here, because really at the end of the day, the reason why we have such turmoil within the world surrounding finances is because other people think that they can put their own morals and ethics above other people's when it comes to money. And that is really the problem with a lot of the world in general, and cryptocurrency resolves this. You do not have the ability, or you should not have the ability, to manipulate somebody else's financial well-being because of your personal morals or ethics. Above all else, you should have the freedom. Every individual should have the freedom to control their own finances, and that's how I feel about it. So the internet and TCP/IP have failed this, he added. Bitcoin should learn from that failure. I completely disagree with him. So it does say to expect some blowback. Based on the replies on X, the community reaction was quite negative. The community has been in consensus on this for a very long time. You don't do it. And I agree, one poster wrote. Expect blowback, a poster wrote. And I would encourage anybody that's been mining with F2 Pool to immediately pull your rigs off of that particular pool and point them to something else. Thanks for watching this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here, and don't forget to subscribe down here as well. You can also check out my crypto mining e-course at sonofatech.com, where you can get a free month of supporter status with a purchase at sonofatech.locals.com. Also, don't forget to check out my merch underneath the video or at shop.sonofatech.com. I'll see you next Tuesday.